There we go. You're good to go. We are live.
Oh, we are. How about that?
Isn't that cool? So I have to say, ladies, before we get started, that if this girl can figure this stuff out, you can do. Oh, computers
You do not
are
have
not
to be a tech genius.
Nope.
To do what we do.
Absolutely not. But welcome. It's good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. All right. Okay. Are we ready? I will share my screen and we can do this. You do not have to be tech savvy.
Nope.
To do this. So you guys say something if it doesn't come up. Is that up? Are we good?
I see it.
All right. Well, we are not 10 minutes away, so
just click.
Just click. So, hi guys. So I know that some of you are here to listen to Melissa talk. Some of you are here to listen to me talk. And what we do want to do is honor your time and make sure that we give you the information that you want and we let you know, really what this is all about. And if you are somebody who even just had the slightest kind of inkling, like maybe I want to know just a little bit more, I promise you're in the right place because, if health and fitness is a hobby of yours and you've thought about trying to figure out a way to make money doing it, as we know, a lot of fitness professionals unfortunately don't, you're in the right place. If you just really want some accountability to get healthier and want to earn a little bit of money doing it, you are also in the right place. If you feel like you're missing that sort of community feel, you're definitely in the right place. And if you're somebody like me who really just wanted to try to make better choices for my family, nutrition wise, I didn't know much about it, but what I did know is that every single month we had more month than money, and this was the solution to all of it for us. So we are excited to sort of share what we love about this business with you. And here's what you're going to learn. You're going to learn a little bit about our stories, how to be successful doing what we do. Let you know that we are not just some one-hit wonders. We have tons of success stories from our team. What you get as far as support with us, both in the business and in your health and fitness, how you earn money at this, since let's be real, that's why you're here. You want to know how to earn money doing this, and how you can get started with us. So I'm going to turn it to Melissa, and she's going to tell you guys her story.
Yes, I would love to share with you kind of the way befores. The first picture that Brianne will hit is my husband and I, and believe it or not, that was a good 15 years ago. We are high school sweethearts. We've been married for 23 years, and we've been together for almost 28 years. And love of my life, and he was in car sales. So he worked 70 plus hours a week, 6 days a week. His only day off, he had to come home and do, house repairs, pay the bills, fix the cars, mow the lawns. And we had 2 small kids at the time, and we were never, had the ability to have him around. This picture is us. We lived in Maui for a little bit. I always joke that the person or the guy in the back is my husband. It's not. And all of the pictures in my photo albums are like this. I think you can kind of see the pain in my face. It was always the 3 of us. He was busting his ass so that we had a life. And it didn't sit well with me. Not only that, but I've been in the fitness industry for going on 19 years. I've actually can almost legitimately say I've retired about a year ago. I still teach for special occasions, but I don't teach on a daily basis like I did way back in that was a special 80s day. So I really wasn't in the 80s, but teaching and helping other people get healthy and fit was definitely my love and my heart of service for people.
Okay. And I started out I was in advertising before I had my girls. And the left, that's my husband, Brett. We've been married for almost 12 years now. The tiny little girl in the middle is my oldest, who is now 10. And honestly, Brett's story, our story is much like Melissa and Mick's, you know. Brett is in the refrigeration industry. He does still work full time. He loves his job, although thankfully he's been able to really cut back on hours. And he was somebody who, you know, always took overtime and always took on calls and always took everything he possibly could to make sure that I could be at home. And actually, this picture, I was pregnant with our middle child, who is now 6. And that summer, we lived apart for 4 months. We were in the process of moving, and our mortgage company would not grant us a mortgage unless he had paychecks from that state that we were moving to. So I, pregnant with a 3.5-year-old, moved in to my mom's 2-bedroom condo for 4 months. And he went and worked 200 miles away. And every couple weekends, we were able to sort of meet up. And this was, you know, that was it. And my mom on the bottom, that's my mama. She is the one who actually introduced me to this opportunity, but she's somebody who's been in the fitness industry for 20 plus years and really saw this as an opportunity to help me first and foremost get healthy. So now that's us. That was us on Christmas. My oldest, Maddie, is now 10. Our middle one is 6. And our baby boy will be 14 months next week. And we moved 1,500 miles thanks to this opportunity. And now we live in North Texas, right down the road from Melissa.
Yay. Such a small world.
Uh-huh.
This legitimately was my changing moment. The lady on the left, for any of you that by chance have ever done the PIO program, if you saw it on the infomercial and you bought it, she is the lady that's holding on to the chair in every single workout. She's the brains behind PIO, and she's been my fitness mentor for the whole time that I've been in the fitness industry. And she was the one who called me and very enthusiastically said, you know, we should become coaches. And I'm like, well, what is it? She says, I'm not really sure. She says, but I do know that we're teaching their formats in the gym anyway. They're allowing us the opportunity to partner with them so that we can help other people, you know, especially through social media. I mean, I love helping people in the gyms, but there was only so many people that I could help. And to be able to become a coach, an online fitness coach, allowed me to help people thousands and thousands of miles away from me, which, you know, like Brianne said, be honest, you know, you want to help people, but I don't care what business you're in, the more people you help, the higher your income is. And so it allowed me to do what I love to do anyway, but to be able to reach people through this growing thing called social media, which 10 years ago was big, but now it's like everything. And so I became a coach almost 10 years ago and haven't looked back. And man, the 10 years have flown by. And I will share with you throughout this presentation how profoundly it's changed my life. But I always say it's the third best decision I ever made. Number one being getting married, and 2, having my children. So very, very profound change in my life.
Yeah. And you know, like I said before, my changing moment came with my mom. My mom is somebody who's been in the fitness profession for 20 plus years. And unlike Melissa, who was super excited about this opportunity, I, like probably many of you, was a very big skeptic. I really was. My mom didn't introduce me to the opportunity that way. She introduced me to our superfood nutrition, Shakeology. She knew I was an unhealthy mom, somebody who didn't always struggle with my weight, but we all know that your weight doesn't equal your health. So while I never struggled with my weight, I wasn't always healthy. I survived on coffee. I didn't eat enough. What I did eat was usually processed and crap. And she really saw this as a way to kind of help me. And what it came down to was that I couldn't afford it. And, you know, we were broke would be a step up from where we were when I started this business. And it was something that once I realized the opportunity that was here, I kind of just seized it and ran with it. And I thought, God, if I love something this much, other people are just really gonna love it too. And, that's what drives it, is helping people. And the more people you help, the more income that you make.
True. So who is Melissa McAllister? Really quick, I'll just share with you some of my accolades, which probably don't mean a lot to you. But what it does is it demonstrates the ability to help other people be successful at this. I'm one of only three of 8-time elite beach body coaches. So an elite coach is a very small percentage of the company. Brianne, what is it? What percentage of
I think
coaches?
it's 0.01.
Yeah, it's pretty small.
Like, it's basically, like, to put it in like actual number terms for you guys, it's basically like the top 150-ish coaches out of about 400 and something thousand. So whatever the math is on that, it's a very small percentage.
Yeah. And we've only had the elite program 9 years, and I've been able to be an elite coach for 8 of those 9 years. And I've been a 6-time top 10 coach. So like Brianne said, out of the 400,000 that we have, there's always what they call the top 10, which are the top 10 coaches in the network. And our team finished number 6 last year for the 6th time. Of course, now shooting hopefully maybe for a 7th time, but that only happens by helping other people be successful. It's got nothing to do with my own personal sales or growth. It's about the team. I'm the author of 2 very small ebooks. And then my marketing guy put that down there at the bottom because he thought that was funny. And I decided to leave it. I get told every single day of my life that I look like Sandra Bullock, and I take that as a great compliment. So I'll own it. It's okay.
All right. And me. So, like Melissa talked about elite before, our team has finished elite 3 times. I have been a coach for 5 years now. So 4 full years. We finished elite 3 of them. I am a wife and a mom of 3. Before I had our oldest, I worked in advertising. So I got my feet wet in the corporate world very, very early. I do have an ebook on teaching children how to make healthier choices. So that was something we put together a couple of years ago. And I went back once really my passion for this grew to be certified in nutritional therapy, to really be able to help, my clients and my coaches really, hone in on their meal plans and things like that. So I want to just show you guys that, you see, like, we were doing workouts at one of our things when I was a couple of years ago, and I was pregnant with our 3rd. And at the bottom, this is us. These are our events. And, you don't have to choose your kids or this business. It all just sort of integrates, seamlessly. So this is us sitting on the floor of the New Orleans Superdome. And I've got the baby snoozing while, we're listening to, speakers talk and celebrate people. So if you're a mom, use your kids as a reason for this, not the excuse to not do it, because you'll see babies everywhere, I promise.
Absolutely. And you know what? I didn't even share my babies. My babies are, I have a 23-year-old son. I have a 24-year-old daughter-in-law and a 21-year-old daughter. All 3 are in the business because of, my longevity in this business. They all have wonderful places and are doing very well as young entrepreneurial adults, and rocking this business just alongside mom and dad as well. So that's exciting for us. But I wanted to let you know right off the get-go, because as you can tell, at least with me, Brianne was in a corporate world. I never have been. I couldn't sell a ketchup popsicle to a woman in white gloves, as they say. I'm terrible at that. That didn't make no sense. If I was a good salesman, I could do that. Anyway, I can't sell anything. And so I want you to know that this is so not about sales. It's actually I call it the anti-sales, because it's not about selling the product. It's about what happens after that. It's the relationship that you build with that person. And so you share, don't sell. And so I'm showing you below kind of some of the posts that I do. And I don't want you to panic, because you don't have to show your booty in order to be successful at this. That might make you uncomfortable. But the reason for that specific picture is, you see it's from July to January, is because we came out with a smashing hit called 80 Day Obsession, which is just breaking all these records that everybody loves because it's focusing on the abs and the booty. I've always had abs. I've been blessed with, lean body fat. So you've always seen my abs, but I also had a cardio booty, as you see on the left. And they asked me to be in the test group, which Brianne and I will talk about that later, to be in the test group to finalize this program. We got to give our 2 cents. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go all in with this program, because if I'm going to promote it, I need to know that it really works. Well, this really helped this 44-year-old mother with a cardio booty get a butt. And so that's 6 months worth of work. You can see my quads have developed, and my husband is the happiest man on the planet because I actually have a booty now. And I was very proud of that. So that was me, showing my results and how proud I was of the hard work that I did. That's just a sweaty selfie of me, which we all do. After a workout, I was exhausted. So I snapped a picture, put it up, and had something clever to say. I post my meals the way that my husband and I eat almost every single night. And then I do drink Shakeology just like Brianne. And I always find just a pretty clever way to show people how I make sure to get the nutrition that I need to feed the active lifestyle that I have. So this one, I think a lot of people fear that when they become a coach, they sell their soul. And all they are going to do is talk about Beachbody and working out and eating healthy and going to events. And that's so not true. I would love for you to check Brianne and my social media, our Instagram, our Facebook, and you'd actually be surprised at how much more life is in there than coaching. Coaching is just a part of it, a very significant part, but it fits into it just like everything else. So you see all these pictures. I personally still post my cat. I'm a cat mom, my husband and I, and our crazy antics, going on family vacations, family photos. That's a nice Jeep there, Brianne.
So that was one of our Beachbody trips.
Was it really?
Yes, it was. This was, we'll talk about it later, things that you can earn, but this was a trip through Beachbody. It's one of the cruises that we went on. We rented a Jeep in Mexico and went to some of the beaches.
Oh, fantastic.
There's some friends, that you make through this network. But,
absolutely.
It all seamlessly fits, into your life. And, like Melissa's got all of them on horses in the water.
That was a Beachbody trip too to Jamaica, the cruise. Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Okay. So here's what's really, really important. And that's why we say, write this down, is anybody can be a successful coach. Anybody. You heard that I worked in the corporate world. I was in advertising. You heard Melissa say she's like the anti-salesman. For those of you who may think that because I came from sales, I had a leg up, it was probably the worst thing ever, because I had to unlearn 99% of what I learned, in that world working. I learned to go by numbers, and I learned to go by, selling people. And I really had to unlearn all that, because at the core of who we are and the core of what we do, we're a health and fitness company, and we're here to just help you, help your customers, help our customers, help our coaches. And anybody can do this. You really can. So this is one of the shots of the Elite 10, as they call them. They are top 10 elite coaches. And the reason we say is that it's your time is because it doesn't matter why you feel like you can't do this. You'll see Melissa in the middle. She says that she is an extreme introvert. And honestly, I'm right there with her. I tell people all the time, like, I'm great behind the computer, and I'm a lot cooler on the internet. But I was somebody who, like on the left, I was buried in debt. My husband, not that he wasn't supportive, he was a skeptic in the beginning. We struggled with debt, and we struggled with, having, losing my mother-in-law when my oldest was young, and we had lots of issues. and you can overcome all of them. You don't have to have some sort of perfect facade or anything to sort of, be successful with this. I mean, Melissa, you started right at the beginning with this,
Yeah, with nothing. I mean, we've evolved into such an amazing company. When we began, there really wasn't a whole lot. There was a few programs, and we had this very generic meal replacement shake. But what has not changed over the 9 years that I've done this is the support and accountability that you give people. And that's what I did in the beginning, and it's what I do now. And you build relationships with people and trust, and then a partnership to where they realize that this is a lifestyle change and not just a quick fix or diet or something temporary, that to surround themselves with, wonderful people. All these women down here are amazing women that it's all you need to stay on track. It's the one thing that most people are missing. Everybody knows to eat healthy. Everybody knows they need to exercise, and they try to do it by themselves. And that's why almost every single person fails, is because they try to do it alone. And once they put themselves in a community of like-minded people, they succeed. So I get the pleasure of bragging a little bit on our team. And I picked 3 that are very unique because whatever walk of life you're coming from, like the Elite 10 before, is I had Dr. Lauren Fitzgerald. She's a choreographer. She's an anesthesiologist. She's a hoot. But she reached out to me and decided to become a coach because she was sick of being in medical, because being an anesthesiologist, there were too many times that she would have to tell someone who was very sick that she can't put them under because they were too overweight. They couldn't fix them because they were too unhealthy. It was too much of a risk. And she goes, I hate being on that end. She says, I want to help reverse this. I want to help prevent it. I don't want to prescribe medication to mask it. I want to get in there before they get to the point that they're reaching me now. She's been highly successful very fast because of her huge passion for helping people get healthy and fit. And her way of building her business as big and fat as she did was Facebook Lives. That's just her specialty. Amanda Dewey is one of our, I would say, both Brianne and I's best friends. She's been a coach with me for 8 years. She's my highest ranked coach. Her story is incredible. When she came to me, she was a Zumba instructor, and she was just had gotten divorced, going through bankruptcy, home foreclosure, had 2 small babies. And actually, when it was time to become a coach, there is a fee to join, and she couldn't pay it at that moment. It broke my heart, but she said, I will get back to you in 2 weeks. I was like, yeah. She called me in 2 weeks, had a garage sale, and got enough money to become a coach, and completely turned her life around. She'll be $1 million earner this year. She built a 6,000 square foot dream home. She remarried Bill. She's had 2 more kids, highly successful, an unbelievable leader in this business. She has leadership skills like none other. And you know what? She would have never had the opportunity to use that awesome skill that she has had she not been put in this position. But she's one of my favorite success stories because she really went from rags to riches in such a short amount of time. And then the last one, we went to Canada. Brianne, how long ago was it that we went to Canada?
We are in Canada about 4 years.
Yeah, I was going to say,
It was the year it was late 2013. So it was after I signed up, but not very long after.
Okay.
I signed up. So we're in Canada about 4 years now.
Okay, perfect. So we were just the United States when I became a coach. Then we opened Canada about 4 years ago. And then we opened the UK about 4 months ago. And Diana Wright was one that reached out to me knowing that we were going to open in the UK. She's a huge fitness person in Scotland. And she knew that this was, as much as she loved health and fitness, it was a paycheck to paycheck gig. And she really wanted to influence more people. Scotland's not that big. And she knew that as she became a coach, she could help people in the United States, and she could help people in Canada and the UK, which will be opening other places very soon. And so she did that. She just took the love that she had for working with people in the gym and absolutely just went like this and did the same thing in our accountability boot camps, and is the number one coach in the UK right now, the number one team, and is doing just an amazing job. And her heart is bigger than that bicep. She is the sweetest gal on the planet. I love her.
Okay. So I touched on this at the beginning, but we want to know. So if you guys do have questions, make sure, and if we haven't said this earlier, please make sure to type them below the live, type them in the chat box, in the comment box, and we will make sure that we get to all of them. But why did you show up here today? Is it because you don't have any time with your family because all you do is work? I know that was the case with my husband. I felt like I was constantly just waiting for our lives to start, waiting for when the time would come that we could have, a weekend or a week, or, afford for him to take an extra day off and have a 3-day weekend. Do you live paycheck to paycheck, or like we were less than paycheck to paycheck and want to just find a way out of debt for your family? For me, it was never, in the beginning, it wasn't about building this massive business. I didn't see that potential right away. What I saw was a way for me to make $200 a month and cover groceries, and that, that was it, because $200 a month that to us was life-changing, that little bit of money. So, if you're in that situation, if you feel like you're lacking direction or purpose, if you feel like you just sort of feel like you're going through the motions and you're just sort of longing for that, community, or you're somebody who always surrounded by people, but somehow you always feel alone and you just sort of want that camaraderie. Or you feel like you're like, Melissa was talking about Amanda and flexing those leadership wings that she has. Are you somebody who just feels like you're meant for more and you're just kind of not sure how to get there? That there's more in you and that you want to show it to people, but you're just kind of not sure how to do it. I mean, if any of these fit you, we're glad you're here.
Do you want me to read that?
Yeah, I froze for a second.
So the obvious question is, how do you get started to building your career in health and fitness, right? What are the steps? So the first one could be, and I've looked into this, trust me, and I have friends that have done this. You could go the very complicated and kind of confusing way. Say that you decide you want to open a gym, or you're like, you know what? I want to open up my own supplement line. I want to have the whey protein out there on the shelves as well. First off, it's going to take you well over $100,000 to either open a gym or to, do the research and development and to find the place to create your supplements for you. The time it's going to take, the average gym that opens the first 2 years, it remains in debt. The third year, it kind of breaks even. And then after that, you start to make profit, but you have to live at that gym for quality control for at least the first 5 years. You're giving up your life to make sure that you keep your customers going. And the risk is huge. You have no guarantee. 95% of gyms that open close. You have no guarantee that what you create is going to be successful. It's no different than the restaurant world or anything out there. You think you've got a great idea, you put it out there. It's just very hard to compete with those big box gyms and all that to set yourself apart. Or you can be simple and strategic. Now, loving health and fitness myself, and I'll be honest with you, when I was a group exercise instructor, when I busted my butt and taught a gazillion classes, I would bring home maybe $12,000 alone, maybe $1,000 a month, seriously, doing damage to my body to teach that many classes, to be able to bring home something that, where I could say I was making money in the fitness industry. But now, with Beachbody, within the first 3 years of becoming a coach, I was able to be inducted into the Millionaires Club. And now at 9 years doing this, it's a multi 7-figure income for my husband and I. He was able to get retired 3 years in. And I want you to know that our back office is amazing. When you sign up to be a coach, you're ready to go. You have this beautiful website ready for you, and you can be profitable on day one, which is Brianne and my intention is to help you be profitable your very first month. And there's absolutely zero risk. Because it wouldn't matter to me. I'm the kind of girl that's all in. If I'm going to commit to something, I'm going to give it my all. But I want you to know with Beachbody and coaching with us, you've got 30 days. So if you're like, you know what, this sounds exciting, but I really don't know if I get it. Number one, Brianne and I did neither when we started. You learn as you go, and you just have to trust that we have your best interest at heart and we'll be there for you every step of the way. But in 30 days, you kick the tires, you drink your Shakeology down to an empty bag, you do a program, and you're just like, I really gave it my all and I just not feeling it. We love you for trying. I mean, to be able to go, try that is honorable, but to dismiss it without truly giving it a go, you're really missing out on something, because I guarantee you in 30 days, you will love every aspect that's coming your way by joining this team.
So we talk about partnering with Beachbody being the absolute best way for you to start. And the reason is because we're the best. Honestly, our programs work. You've heard of P90X, you've heard of Insanity, you've heard of the 21-day fix. We're not here to tell you that we've got a bunch of, what did Melissa call them? Quick fixes. That's not what this is about. And, partnering is the best way to do this. So what we talk about is, our 4 vital behaviors, and that's what we do day in and day out is we drink a shake, we work out most days, usually 30 minutes a day. We're not talking that you've got to get into the gym for 3-4 hours. We are busy people. I said to Melissa today, it's probably been 6 days since my hair has seen shampoo, but that's okay because we have dry shampoo and we work out at home. But that's okay. We read a book to better our minds and we talk to people about it. That's what we do every single day. And you heard her say she makes a multi 7-figure income doing these things. This is what we do. So what do you get when you sign up with us? So as far as the products, besides, everything else that will come with it, what are you going to get? You're going to get a year's access, an entire year's access to our BOD, which is Beachbody On Demand. It's basically Netflix for fitness. It's your entire catalog of all programs that we've ever created. A whole bunch of exclusives that are only on there. We have new programs coming out all the time. Melissa mentioned that we had 80-day Obsession drop just about 30 days ago. And there's more coming down the pipeline this year. So you'll have a year's access to everything that we've ever created. You'll get 30 days of Shakeology, which is our superfood nutrition. I had 2 today because I was busy. But it's designed to do that. It's designed to fill the gaps in your nutrition. No matter how healthy you eat, you're not going to get all of the nutrients that you need. And even if you're not the cleanest eater, it's the best thing that you can put in your body, because if nothing else, you know that you made one really smart decision for your nutrition. Just one. You're going to get our portion control container system, which if you're somebody who struggles with portion control, these are great. They're going to help you stay full. They're going to help you get the macronutrients that your body feels, your body's going to feel full and sustained by in the proper portions. Your coach sign-up fee is going to be waived. Melissa mentioned earlier that we do have a sign-up fee. When you get this bundle, that coach fee is actually waived. So you're actually becoming a coach at no additional charge. And then do you want to talk about the bonuses that they're going to get for hopping on with us?
Sure. My my love has always been with nutrition. It's the reason that I went to college. And so my first ebook, because I'm a little quirky, but people are interested in my quirkiness. I'm an intermittent faster. So I have one ebook that's completely free called the 8-Hour Abs Diet. And then the follow-up to that is called the MADE Diet, which is a diet, and MADE, as far as the team goes, stands for making a difference every day. But as far as my nutrition book goes, it stands for moderate protein, adequate fat, decreased carbs in an 8-hour window. So I really help my customers understand the benefits of upping the intake of fat in their diet, keeping the protein right at moderate, and decreasing their carbs, and doing it in an 8-hour window. So one of the things that you'll find when you become a coach is you get to be you. You won't be a cookie cutter coach. The more you that you are, the better that you'll do. And so I wanted to give you the MADE Diet as a gift to take a look at it, to just, if anything, for curiosity's sake. It's a gift to you if you sign up to be a coach. And then, of course, you get, 30-minute getting started right calls with Brianne and I to help understand where you're at, how much time you can put in this business, what your goals are. We can help you reverse engineer those goals so you know where you will be, when you'll be, and excited to get started right away.
Here's all our programs. Are you guys overwhelmed?
It's not even all of them, to be honest.
It's not even all of them. It's really not. No, it's not even close to all of them.
Nope.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
So you guys see tons of check marks. The reds are basically the programs that we've completed. Those fancy green ones are programs that if you were to queue them up on Beachbody On Demand, you would see Melissa's smiling face because she has filmed them. And Turbo Fire was the first program that I actually did after I signed up as a coach.
That's a good one.
It was a great one. And it was so much fun for me. And then you'll see those blue check marks, and those are programs where Melissa mentioned she was in the test group for 80-Day Obsession. You see her blue check there. The test groups are, these are before the workouts are released, and they're basically designed to bring coaches in to test out the programs before they're released, really see the results that come from these programs. So I'm just looking, how many have you done? You've done a lot.
4, I think. Yeah, I think I've done 4 test groups. They're fun. I mean, they talk about your own accountability. That's just exciting, because they need you to commit, and they need you to give them honest feedback. If you don't like something, they listen. I mean, it's amazing how much they listen and use their coaches for their customers. The accountability in those is unreal. I was thrown into my first one as a postpartum mom. So balance a test group with nursing a baby who doesn't sleep. But you know what? You get it done, and I mean the results show. That's why they do these, so they can use these for transformations and show that you can commit to these things. So these are some people, these are some of your challengers, right? Yes.
So these are some of our before and afters, and you can see, we've already said the programs work. But look, you guys, these aren't quick fixes. I mean, these are all, a minimum of 6 months at the very least. 60 days down there. But, most of these are 6 months to a year, 2 years, and it's that accountability that really keeps you going for that long. Absolutely. These are awesome.
Yeah. You just sit there and look at them.
I'm just looking at them and I'm like, these are, you know what? It's kind of, you just never get, sort of numb to them. Like every time I see one, I'm still like, that's simply fantastic.
Right. And before we get started on, ways that you earn money and all that stuff, I just really quick want to give you a quick rundown of what in the heck do you do as a coach? And if I can sum it up into 2 words, online boot camps are really the foundation of what we do. Although there are many people who run like live workouts, and you can do, live boot camps in churches and parks, and you are not limited to anything. But the majority of us have found great success in being able to help thousands of people by running online boot camps, usually through Facebook groups. And I just took screenshots, honestly, just a few days ago, of my latest challenge group. They're doing 80-day obsession. And I just want you to see, up at the top right, Andrea is just showing her accountability for doing Turbo Fire and drinking her Shakeology. Miss Anna Y was saying how tired she was, but at the same time, she goes, I notice I'm getting stronger. The bottom left is me talking about the container system. Just to the right of that is me talking about one of the ingredients in Shakeology, because most people confuse Shakeology for a protein shake. And I just want to lovingly choke them because it's not. It's a whole food, raw food product, and people just don't understand its power. I mean, even real fast, the cellulase that's in it, as many greens as you eat, we don't have the right enzyme to break down greens like we should. And so if you have cellulase in your body, it breaks down the greens and you digest and absorb all the goodness that's in them. But without it, it's very difficult for us too. But people don't know that, and they don't realize that they need something like that to be their healthiest. And it's in Shakeology, so don't worry. Kathy posted, she's trying intermittent fasting with me, and she shared a recipe of what she did to break her fast. Nicole that was actually a video. I was really proud of her. What is she doing there, Brianne?
Cardio.
Our spider push-ups in cardio flow. And then we always have, progress pics, and Angelica is freaking rocking it. That is in a really short period of time. So I'm really proud of her.
She was amazing with that. I remember seeing her post those photos. Those are unreal.
All that we do is we walk the walk. We help educate, we help inspire, motivate, and we give them a place to feel safe to share their journey.
And we're not perfect either. That's the other thing, is that like, you do not have to be perfect to do this. Melissa may have abs, but she's cake. And I have this love of pizza and cookies that it's just controlled now. But we're not asking you to be the picture of perfection, because it's all real life. And, who would we be if we said you have to be 100% of the time? Right. So what are some of the things that you'll get when you get started with us? These are, Melissa mentioned how amazing our back office is. And we've got everything laid out for you. So at the top, you'll see where it says challenge group tools. And these are basically guides and information to help us run our online boot camps. So if you're worried about, oh my gosh, how am I going to find content to put in these groups when I invite people and somebody says yes and I don't know what to do, it's all right there for you. After 5 years, I still use these guides because they work. They've got everything that you need in them. It helps you become a better coach. You can interact more with your people in the group and get more personable. At the bottom, you'll see all of these firsts. So you'll get emails within your first 30 minutes after you sign up. So it could be later tonight or tomorrow morning. You'll get an email about your first 30 hours and then the first 30 days of what you're going to do. So in addition to the new coach training that you'll get from us when you get started, you're going to get additional support and information from corporate as well, because it's not just us, it's everybody that's really so invested in you and the success that you have that's waiting for you.
All right, so I'm going to breeze through this, and a lot of it might go over your head, but I just want you to know the benefits of being your own boss and investing in other people, helping them be successful, how much it will reward you in the long run. So number one, you're going to start off with commission, as everybody does. And that's 25 to 40%. It depends on what you sell. If you sell a single item like a bag of Shakeology, you're going to get 25% off. Challenge packs are usually about 33%, and Beachbody On Demand is a 40% commission. When we step to the next rung, team bonus, that's really where Beachbody starts to pat you on the back for just becoming a leader for other people. In the 9 years that I've done this, I can wholeheartedly attest to the fact of this creates a spider web or a ripple effect. I really invest in people that come into my groups, my online groups, so much so that they usually come to me and say, could I do what you do? And it's like, absolutely, because they found something that worked for them and they want to share it. And so they become coaches as well. And Beachbody rewards me for grabbing them by the hand and saying, hey, let me show you what I do. And you get a team cycle bonus every single week from Beachbody for that. We also have what's called a matching bonus, which is you building leaders within yourself. I'll use Brianne as an example. We're going to say that Brianne made $10,000 last week. And I'm not, darn it, I'm not her upline. But if I were her upline, Beachbody would pat me on the back and say, you've created quite the leader who's building a huge business. We're going to give you a 10% matching bonus just because. So because Brianne made $10,000 that week, they're going to give me a weekly check of $1,000 for that. Pretty amazing, because I don't know about you, but if you've ever been in the corporate world, my husband has, your boss usually doesn't really want you to be better at your job than they are because they're afraid of losing their job, right? Where this is the complete opposite. Brianne and I would absolutely love for you to supersede us. If you could become more successful than us, we will be your biggest cheerleader. We also have what's called quarterly bonuses, where Beachbody takes 2% of their gross sales in a quarter and breaks it up into certain leadership in Beachbody. And I just want you to glance at that little tiny photo at the bottom. Mm-hmm. It's a progressive bonus. So if you were a 15-star, what they call a superstar diamond, you get a collective quarterly bonus of about $65,000. And I can attest for me that it always goes to taxes, of course, but it also goes right back into the team, doing team building events, me going to the UK, me bringing people from the UK here. We just went to Disney together as a team. So it goes right back into the team. And then we have an elite bonus, which is something that you become elite coach, like Brianne and I shared that we were. You get a $400 check every single month from Beachbody to do whatever you want with it. It's just that little tiny sweet bonus saying, we appreciate you for helping people get fit.
All right. So we talked very briefly before about some trips and rewards and recognition. And if you see that photo at the top, everybody's got their TBB hats on. Mine is the reason my hair is flat because I've had mine on for 2 days. But they reward us with, tons of swag and fun stuff. This is a rewarded sweatshirt, and recognition. And we have recognition through network-wide, on a weekly basis on our wake-up calls, on a monthly basis, on a quarterly basis. That photo at the bottom is Melissa and I at our quarterly event here in Dallas this past January, where she was recognized for her team finishing number 6 in the company. We hold these quarterly events all around the country 4 times a year. Recognition. That photo of me was part of the Shift Shop test group, but not the whole test group. That was just a transformation photo that we stuck in there. And then the middle one was that the top 10 trip? Is that where that was?
Yeah, to Bora Bora.
So we're rewarded with things like trips. Now that's the top 10 trip, but there is a Success Club trip every single year that you can earn. As a new coach, you don't have to be an elite coach. You don't have to be a top 10. You can be a brand new coach and still earn your way. We've earned the trip every year since we've been coaches. And it's a great thing. It's a great way to really connect with more people in the network and really celebrate your success. And they take such good care of us to really show how appreciative they are that we really take this mission of really helping people achieve their health and fitness goals so seriously.
Mm-hmm. Brianne, did they put you in the infomercial?
I don't know if they did an infomercial for Shift Shop. I was in the corporate promo photos, like the social media.
Okay. That's right.
It was spread out and we were on the blog. This was a 5-month transformation. This was after I had the baby. This was intermittent fasting. This was the MAID diet, and then into the Shift Shop test group. But in the test group, in 6 weeks, I lost 16 pounds and 22 inches. So I built a ton of muscle, apparently, because I had like negative abs. Yeah, it was great. So this was a 5-6 month transformation, but that was a good 55 pounds that I gained this last time around. So, you know, it doesn't get any easier as you get older. It gets harder no matter how good a shape I was in.
Right. Right. Okay. So
go ahead.
Go for it, Brianne.
Okay. So we talked about what you're going to get with us. And the next question obviously is, how much is this going to cost me? And I really want you guys to understand that we don't want you to feel like this is a cost. We want you to feel like this is the investment that you're going to make in yourself, in your health and fitness, in your future, in your business. You're going to get your year's access to Beachbody On Demand. You're going to get your 30 days of Shakeology. You're going to get your container system. You see those little containers right there. Your sign-up fee is going to be waived. Sorry. You're going to get those bonuses that Melissa talked about, which is the ebook. And also, of course, you're getting Started Right calls with us. And you're going to get that for just $150. And that's US. So if you are in Canada or you are in the UK, make sure that you just comment below so we can make sure that we get you the accurate information. Off the top of my head, I know that they're close to that, but I don't want to say something and have it be incorrect. So we're just going to say, if you have questions or if you are from outside the US, let us know so we can get you the accurate pricing information for that. And this is you. Should I click our timer?
This is our close.
This is our close. So here's the thing. We are here to help you. And what if you just became a coach? And what if you never made a penny, but you got yourself healthier? Or you opened up the doors to what you thought was everything that you ever wanted, and it came in a big blue box, like what we send our challenge packs in. I don't even know if we send them in the blue boxes anymore. I used to be so excited when those came to my house. But here's the thing is, we are here to help you, and we're here to help you change your life, whether it's through helping other people with their fitness, helping other people with their nutrition, working on yourself first and letting the business follow. But if you see that picture at the bottom, that was, is that New Orleans? Is that where that was?
Yep.
That was our annual summit this past year in New Orleans. We're headed to Indianapolis in a few short months. And, you know, the team gets together and there's just such camaraderie, you know, and I mean, you see these testimonies at the top. Chrissy Ackerman is another rock star too. But what do you want to add? I get so excited about this. I can't even talk.
Yeah. I just want you to be limitless. You know, I've done this a very long time, and I understand like I said before, the feeling, the excitement, because you're like, wow, you know, to be able to inspire the people to be healthy and fit while I'm still on my own journey is exciting. But at the same time, you're like, I really still don't understand exactly what I'm supposed to do. You honestly know way more than I did when I started. I knew absolutely nothing. But the one thing I did know was I just had that burning in my belly to, number one, to live a life of purpose, where I felt like I was doing something that was making a difference in other people's lives and that I loved, that I was excited to wake up every day to do. And number two, that I was able to get my husband out of a day-to-day job that he would tell me that he would just scream in his car in the garage before he'd come in, just to get out the anxiety of all the stress that he had on a daily basis before he would walk in and love on his kids, to get him out of that and allow him to have his life back, and to spend the last several years with our kids as their dad has meant everything to me. And I had to stand at that ledge, and I had to jump and just trust that the person who told me, I'll do this with you, would catch me. And she did. And I've made a lot of mistakes throughout the last 9 years. But it's what we call failing forward. And every time I make a mistake, I learn from it and I get better and I move on. And it's just completely changed our life because of it. And that New Orleans trip, you know, that's just a fraction of the team that I have because I said yes. All of those people said yes. And those are people that help people get healthy and fit. It's, tens of thousands of people's lives have been changed. Thousands and thousands of pounds have been lost. Confidence has been gained. Debt has been paid off. Finances have improved just because they said, I'm not sure I get it, but I'm going to give it a try because oh, she's that way. Is she that way? Oh, that's weird. She's that way. She's backwards. I trust Brianne. I met her through coaching and she's now one of my best friends and one of the coolest chicks. This community just has a way of attracting the coolest people you will ever meet. And if you want to be the best version of you, you have to surround yourself with people that cause you to want to level up and be a better person. And this is the environment to do so.
Yeah, it definitely is. This is definitely a place where, you're going to feel empowered to want to be better and you're not going to feel that competition feeling, we want everybody to just surpass what we've done. And we long for it. We want it. We want to see you have success and we want to see you find, what you really want in life and go after it and use this as the vehicle to help you do it. Whether it's to be home and have more time with your kids, whether it's to take vacations, whether it's to shop, but we want to be able to help you achieve all those things while, getting better yourself, to do that. And, like she said, she was scared. I was terrified. I didn't know what I was doing. And I knew that if I didn't make any money, I was going to be in big trouble because I had spent money to sign up that we didn't have. And I thought I better figure this out and I better turn it around. And it grew into more than I could ever even imagine. And we're just getting started.
Right. That's right. So we're going to jump on to the group as soon as we stop the Facebook Live, just if you had any questions to answer them. And if you have a question that you're just not super comfortable about asking publicly, you feel more than welcome to message us. And even if it's just I would love more information. I love to get on the phone with people. If you would like to get on the phone, I'm sure Brianne would welcome that as well, to ask one-on-one questions and say, here's my situation. Would this work for me? I love to do that. That's where the mentoring starts, where the trust starts, the partnership. So we're going to sign off and want to thank you again for joining us and look forward to having the opportunity to work with you and hopefully very soon have you in the position that we're at where we get to share, where you get to share with other people the huge success you've had by becoming an online fitness coach.
All right. Okay. We're going to hop in, guys. This was fun. I hope that you guys got a lot of information out of it.
Yeah, I did. I learned something from her. I always do. Have a great night.